like a fat guy ordering dessert when everyone else wants to leave.
So, does anyone want dessert?
I couldn't eat another bite.
No, I gotta get home for the sitter.
I'll have the souffle.
That takes 45 minutes.
That's okay.
This week was perfectly back to schedule. 4 meals for the week. Just my high-protein stew and Triscuits, and the weightlifting and the treadmill. So there were no distractions, no work events, no private events, nothing like that to knock me off track. And you'll see in the results that everything from before the last 3 weeks was basically water weight, because the amount of weight I lost this week is just not possible other than just water. So let's get to those results. For the weightlifting, you guys have seen all this before, same old stuff. I will say that I think the creatine is starting to work now, and the way I notice that is it's kind of like if your muscles were a battery. I would be able to, previously do like 3 or 4 reps, and then the muscles would start getting tired and tapering off. Well, now I could do like 5 or 6 before they get tired at all. So it's just like a little bit of extra boost early on, which helps you get, an extra rep or 2. That's about it. It's nothing explosive like steroids or whatever. It's just a little bit of help. And here's your weekly peep show. I think if these veins keep popping out, I might look like Inside Out Boy pretty soon. But another thing about the creatine, the muscles are looking pretty prominent, I would say, compared to the past. And the creatine actually does that. It causes them to retain water and kind of puff up, make them more visible. There, I'm just showing the belly's pretty low. Arms are looking pretty good. And then back at home, I'm doing the physical therapy type exercises to try to build up my knee stability so I can hopefully work that out soon. And then here, I just wanted to show this because this is difficult, man. Wall sits really, really hard. And I give you a little more peep show here just because you haven't seen my legs. That's what they look like. Pretty lean, I think. That's it. Here's the side-by-sides between day 1 and day 266, which is the end of week 38. And, as you can see, I'm getting much closer to the goal, which is, day question mark. How long is that going to take? Don't know. But definitely a lot closer to that than day 1. So, and based on my every best guess, I've only got about 10 pounds of fat left on me. So hopefully, I will get there by Christmas, but as far as looking like the goal, that could take a lot longer to build that much muscle. For the measurements, again, there was no movement this week, but at this point, I don't see the lack of movement on measurements as a lack of progress. I see it as just being very close to the finish line. For example, my chest used to be fat, man boobs. Now it's solid. Like if you push on it with your finger, it's just muscle. So that's not really going to go down. The only way my chest measurement is going to go down is if I lose some fat around the back, which even that, I don't think there's all that much left back there. So I believe it will go down a little bit more because technically there is some fat, but I don't see these measurements moving much between here and the end of, basically 10% body fat. Not going to be a whole lot of movement. All right, now for my favorite part, the chart. So this week I was able to keep the eating clean, and because of that I lost 3.8 pounds. Now that's not all fat, maybe a tiny amount of fat, per week, but, like half a pound or so. But the water weight that I've been holding on to for the last 3 weeks because of the constant going out to eat and stuff like that, that started to shed away. I don't think it's all gone yet, but a good portion of it went away. Another thing is, if you look back a few, like week 33, 34, I actually had points that were lower. Yeah, I was below 156, so I'm not all the way back down there. However, that's when I started taking creatine a few weeks ago as well, and the creatine causes water retention supposedly between 2 and 5 pounds in the muscles. So I think I've probably got off as much water weight as I'm gonna get off, and this is just the new normal. So from here on, that water is gonna stick around in the muscles because I'm gonna keep taking the creatine, and we'll just slowly go down and start burning the fat from here. The new goal weight is only like 150, but that's from I'm using the handheld body fat measuring tool, and I don't think that's accurate either. I think it's actually reading too low, but I don't know, and I think the scale's reading too high. So last week I actually had a comment about a product for measuring body fat. It's basically a bathroom scale with a handle you hold on to, called a Hume Body Pod. That, again, it was in a comment. I'm not like sponsored or anything, but I decided to go ahead and order that because I want accurate information. This is important for this whole weight loss thing. So I ordered that thing, and here's what it looks like. So this is the thing. It's basically a scale with a handle, and it reportedly, or self-reportedly, it's like 99% accurate to a medical grade device. So this is the best I can do at home, essentially. So I ordered that. I was hoping it was going to be here this week, but it's not. It's actually due for delivery tonight. So by next week, I'll have this thing up and running. I'll have a week's worth of data on it, and we'll be able to talk through just the different things that it shows. How do the numbers differ? And the bathroom scale that I have, it only measures through the feet, up one leg, down the other. So it's completely missing the upper body. And it's reading, I believe, too high. We'll see when we get this. And then the handheld device that I have, it reads only through the arms, so it's only the upper body. It's missing the belly and the legs and everything, and it's reading, I think, too low. So I don't know why that is, but hopefully this device will give us some better visibility and a more accurate number. And supposedly this thing can actually determine what's water weight and not. So that'll be really cool to not have to guess at that anymore and have actual numbers that I can share and talk to. So looking forward to that. Let's move on. For the body fat chart, I'm using now the numbers from the handheld device. You see the massive drop. And another reason I think this is inaccurate and too low, today I read 13.4%, which is exactly the goal. But earlier this week, like 2 days ago, for example, it was reading 12.3%. There's no way that I'm that low. And the other question is, why would it go from 12.3 a couple days ago to now 13.4 when I fasted yesterday? Like, the fat would be less, not more. So both of those devices, the scale and the handheld, I think are pretty inaccurate for whatever reason. And again, just hoping this new thing is going to be better, and we'll find out. Okay, so the summary for week 38. I can't believe it's been 38 weeks. We're approaching a year, but time flies when you're having fun. So I'm down to 156.2, and the body fat 13.4, maybe, probably 14 and change, I would guess. The scale right now says I'm 16.3, so if you kind of average those two together, maybe it's accurate in the mid to high 14s. Other than that, I would say things are great. I do see small changes in in my appearance in the mirror. The abs slightly more visible. The fat on the sides, like in my oblique abdomen area, is almost gone completely. So little stuff like that tells me that I'm making progress, even if these numbers are kind of wishy-washy. But again, hopefully that new device will paint a more accurate picture for us all. We'll see about that. Another funny thing, my wife actually told me last night, you could stop losing weight now. And I said, no, I'm not done. So it would be a real cheap out to me to quit now when I've had this goal of 10% this whole time, to just be like, yeah, I'm fine with 15%. I'm not fat anymore. I'm just average now. Not going to happen. So we'll keep going. That's about it. I don't really have a whole lot to ramble on about, but it's everything's going good. I feel good. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the progress, and thinking about or doing the weight loss yourselves. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.